What's going on? What's going on?
Entertain the Geeky.
Yeah.
So serious. Hello.
Hey.
What's up? What's up, Internet?
Guys, what's going on? So we were kind of shooting the breeze a little bit before recording. And we were like, what are we doing here? What are any of us doing here?
I don't know.
No, it didn't go that
If you
deep.
figure it out, leave it in the comments, because I don't know.
We were like, hey, what should we do today? Oh, we should do some fucking, trailer reviews.
Well, yeah, we should watch some trailers and see these new things, because
So-
there's some new things that look kind of interesting.
So we'll do that. We'll do some trailer reviews. We've got
All
a television pulled up.
All right,
What are we starting
Starting with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And if you haven't watched the rebooted 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Studios Planet of the Apes series, you should, because it's not, spectacular. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's actually amounts to some pretty good storytelling. And Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is interesting, I think, because we finally have caught up to the original story's continuity, right? Where Caesar is gone and Cornelius is the main character. The apes are just talking now. Because even in the last movie, it was kind of like some of them could talk, but some of them were still signing, right? So we've gotten to that point where it's just, regular Planet of the Apes, but they still look like photorealistic instead of being just big guys in goofy costumes.
Sure.
So that's interesting. I don't know. I think it could be kind of cool. But yeah, let's get into it. This is the teaser trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
20th Century Studios.
I know. It's so weird. It's a good establishing shot.
It's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And some rainforest.
And then the city, right? Like it's a city. It's a former city. That, nature has just retook.
It's reclaimed, yes.
He looks beautiful. It's Cornelius. He's beautiful. He's riding a horse now, too.
What a hard ass.
Yes, like they still look like apes. It's crazy to me.
This Memorial Day.
Right, they're capturing remnants of humanity. This is just the original story. Technology.
That dude just rolled for initiative. He clearly didn't make the save.
I mean, he finds a telescope, right?
Giant ship. Yeah, no, it's badass.
But, like, they still just look like real apes,
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
No, so it's, as far as the aesthetics on it goes, it looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, right?
So it'll be interesting. I have an acquaintance of mine. Acquaintance.
All right.
And he calls it lifeless CGI.
I don't know, man. I think it looks pretty good now.
There's some good stuff out there.
I think
no
we've come
doubt.
to a point now where it just, if you spend the money and if you give the team the time, like they can produce something that looks really cool.
Time, I think, is always the thing with that. If you get to take your time with it, yes, you get a far greater product than if you were to say, okay, you have $12 million, do this in 3 months. I'm sure it'll look good, and it'll look better than I could do.
Well, sure.
But does it look like real? Is it real?
Exactly.
Do I feel like it's alive? Maybe not. That one, it looks like CG.
Well, I mean, it's talking apes. It's going to look like CG.
It doesn't look
It's apes
bad.
that walk upright and talk now.
It doesn't look bad, but let's not call it live action. Let's call it a CG masterpiece.
Yeah, but it's got, okay, so the thing that these movies I think have always done really well, right, is the mixture of CG and live action, right? Because we still have people in the movie,
right,
interacting with apes, right? And, Andy Serkis was the motion capture for Caesar in the original 3 movies. And the guys that would motion capture would like wear these extended, stilts on their hands, right? And kind of walk like a chimp. And Andy Serkis, I mean, look, he's the guy that kind of pioneered getting in a goofy skin tight costume with little dots all over you as a serious part of the job. Right. You saw after what happened with Lord of the Rings, you saw people all across the industry going, oh no, we can take it seriously even when we're in a little gray spandex costume with little dots all over us, right? It's still a performance, right? The performance comes through. And I think when you see those behind the scenes with Andy Serkis running around on set and interacting with live action people, it's always been something that they take seriously. Like they want to have people on set for their actors to interact with. So you have Andy Serkis walking around like a goofy monkey man and doing all the things that the CG puppet is going to do. So in that regard, I think it makes it feel more real because I actually do feel like I'm looking at this human interacting with this CGI ape in a real way. Because the movements, the tracking, it's all from a real person.
Right.
It's not pretending to hug someone that's not there, right? It's hugging a person that we're going to replace digitally.
When I think in that regard, like, you kind of have to tip your hat to the actor.
Yeah.
Because
Serkis is great, man. All of the people who did apes in those movies, they did a great job bringing them to life.
Not even the people that did apes, the guys that are interacting with them. Because it's awkward.
Yeah,
I'm sure going up to your buddy that's in gray spandex and being like, all right, we're going to have this super intense moment.
But I don't think that's the case anymore, right? I think that was the case prior to Lord of the Rings. But once Lord of the Rings showed what they did, what they can do with that kind of stuff, I think other studios took note and were like, oh, wow.
This is legit.
We actually need to take this a little more seriously than we've been taking it, right? CG shouldn't be a end all be all. It should be a tool that's a tool in your toolbox, right?
100%. 100%. Well, and that's one of the things that I think that's why the acquaintance of mine that calls it the lifeless CGI.
Sure.
I think he feels like it's too much of an easy thing because there is something to be said about practical effects.
Sure.
Swamp Thing, for example.
Right. But guess what? We already saw Planet of the Apes done practically. We've seen it done practically many, many times at this point. And did it look fine? Yes.
But did it look
is
real?
Do these characters look more like what I would expect evolved apes to look like? Yes.
Of course.
Because they just look like apes, right? That can walk upright and can talk and, seeing the king there at the end of the trailer, what a wonderful day. And then that smile. You can register that he's smiling. You can register that on a real chimpanzee.
Sure.
Right? Or a real ape. When they're smiling and frowning, it's just like us, right?
Sure.
It's the closest we have to
an animal counterpart.
Animal counterpart, right? Is apes. So I don't know. And I liked the original three. Like, Rise of the Planet of the Apes has aged not as well because James Franco is the star of that movie and he's, been in the spotlight for negative reasons. Sure. But Dawn of the Planet of the Apes has Gary Oldman in it. And while it's the weakest, I think it still has moments that are really good. And then War for the Planet of the Apes has Woody Harrelson as a grizzled, human general fighting a war against apes. And that was great, too. So I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's so weird because, okay, if you're progressing this franchise, and you're really trying to blow it up into something special, and let it be its own thing, like it originally was, like the Planet of the Apes was years and years and years ago.
For sure.
How do you do it the best that you can?
Yeah.
And without telling the exact same story.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fully on board with the idea that we're back in that original narrative continuity, right? We're looking at Cornelius and we're looking at the last remnants of humanity here on Earth.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, I like that. And I'm even cool if that story kind of plays out in a similar fashion, right? I'm happy that they look like apes. I like that they look like apes.
I just wanted monkeys. That's all I wanted.
I like that they look like real apes. I think that's cool, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and the acting's been solid. Like, Andy Serkis is obviously not in the story anymore because he was Caesar, and Caesar is gone. But, yeah, I mean, I'm in. I'm excited.
You're sold.
I'm sold. I'm in. 20th Century Studios or Disney. Let's just call it what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks, Disney.
Let's call things what they are, please.
Yeah. So what are we going to do next? We got...
Oh, dude, come on, man. Let's do this. Let's get this Yu Yu Hakusho thing out the way.
Are we going to do Yu Yu Hakusho? Okay,
I mean, we have to.
I didn't know we were going to do that. I thought we had the 4.
Okay. Then we'll go back to the 4. That's fair.
Okay.
You guys watch Yu Yu Hakusho on your own. That's not our shit. And it's no offense to anybody who
No, it looks kind of cool, actually. I mean, I can't get into the anime, but the live action show looks kind of cool.
You just don't want these two reviewing it.
No, we're not the fanboys that would critique it in the right way.
It's not a good look on any of us.
No, we wouldn't critique it in the right way.
Let's see fucking Avatar, man.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Netflix has had a little convention week where they've been showing off trailers. That's where the Yu Yu Hakusho trailer came from too. It's Geeked Week.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Netflix is weird.
Well, we had Stranger Things Day this past week and all kinds of goofy shit.
Netflix is weird.
Dude, it's fucking brilliant, though. Like, if you're able to ride some lightning, which clearly Netflix has done well since its conception.
I'm not saying Netflix doesn't have good programming. It's just a weird way to celebrate it.
Right? It is, but it's like BlizzCon. If you really think about it.
Yeah, but that's also very self-referential and just like, we're just going to blow ourselves for a couple hours here.
I fucking love it, man. I love it. And so many people love it. They're like, yeah, no, we're going to help with this giant blowing.
Yeah, we're going to just blow ourselves for hours. We're going to circle jerk for a little while.
But you fans get to show up. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender from Netflix. So let's check it out here. Sozin's Comet. Yeah.
Fucking incredible looking.
Yeah. All right. I got Katara Sokka. Okay. Oh, that's what Boomy?
Earth Kingdom, yep.
Boomy. Oh, is that Uncle Iroh?
That's Iroh right there.
That's great. That guy looks great. Oh,
Fire Lord
Ozai. Kyoshi Warriors.
Yeah, they look badass. It's hard to fuck those up.
That's the Fire Temple Island. Yeah, where he beats Roku. Aang looks good. Yeah, like it's good. Oh, the fire kick. That's so cool. Oh, Appa.
So I will say, I think one of the things that would be hardest about doing this
it's Momo
is showing your airbending properly, and it looks like they've done it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It doesn't look tacky at all.
I agree.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, right? I'm going to watch this. I think it looks cool.
You remember when they announced this? I had the biggest just fanboy boner ever when they announced
this. Well, sure. Okay, so show. Like the problem is, right, we'll get back into more trailers in a minute, but like the problem is a lot of people got turned off when the creators stopped working with this team.
Yeah.
Right? Apparently, DiMartino and
yes,
the other person. Sorry.
What's it? East, I think is his last name. Is it
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, the original creators of Avatar, left the project. And truth be told, they got a better thing coming to them anyway, because Nickelodeon just gave them a studio and said, make more Avatar content.
Sure.
So Avatar Studios is now an offshoot of Nickelodeon, and they're going to be making new Avatar cartoons set in wherever. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, I mean, right? We could have all these.
We could have that
cool
continuation
stories.
Of Aang's story that we never got.
Shit, we could get Roku's whole story.
Well, sure, but like, look at the plot threads. I mean, look, comics are great for this kind of thing because comics did pick up these loose plot threads and tell stories with them that are fantastic. If you've never read the Avatar comics, you should. They're very good, and they do a good job of kind of continuing the story. But like plot threads left, if you're not going to read comics, plot threads that were left over from that series were what happened to Zuko's mother,
right?
Are Aang and Katara going to have a relationship, and what does that look like?
Do they tie the knot? Because we know they have a relationship.
Well, right. Korra told us later, but we never actually got to see it blossom, and it had just started.
No, it was in its infancy. And
it
was the cute, like, ooh, we're playing footsies kind
of thing. We're going
to
hold hands, right? Like, it was just starting. What happens to Fire Lord Ozai? right? Does he just spend the rest of his life in prison?
Stripped away?
Because we know from Korra later that it is possible to reverse that process.
Yeah.
Right? Because Korra gets her bending taken away and is able, they use spirit energy to revive her bending inside of her, right? So what happens there? What's gonna go on there?
I don't know, man. But if I get
what kind of a leader is Zuko, right? Because we know later he was obviously an effective one, but I want to see that. I want to see his struggles with being the Fire Lord, right?
I want to see an earthbending avatar.
Sure. Yeah.
Like they all bend to Earth, yes, but I want to see one that came from the Earth Nation is what I'm saying.
Yeah, an Earth Kingdom avatar, yeah.
Oh, man, no, that's freaking rad. That's rad.
They got a better deal out of leaving this Netflix show and now are going to be doing whatever they want for Nickelodeon.
Did they leave because of creative differences?
They did. So basically Netflix made a statement at the time like saying, yes, we're going to do some different things. The overall structure of the show will still remain the same, but we want to kind of get to those places a little differently, which I'm fine with, right? Like, tell me a story that gives me something new to latch onto. Don't just, I already saw Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And it was damn near perfect.
And it was great, right? You're not going to do better than what that did. So give me something new to latch onto so that I still feel like there's something that could surprise me, right? Yeah, I need those big beats to be there, right? I need your big moments from the show that kind of lead the show into what it was. But the little goof, we all know there were goofy episodes that were just nothing.
It was fluff.
They were nothing episodes. Yeah, they were just, oh, look, kids are going to go on a little adventure in town. Well, you can tell that story any way you want. Right? It doesn't matter what that story is.
Right, when we might get a different story from another day while they were traveling.
Sure,
that was
exactly.
A little more instrumental in the overall narrative. So, yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah. Well, and the story in and of itself is dark, man. Like,
it's
a dark story of this little kid who has to come to grips with the idea that his destiny is to, like, murder a guy and bring balance back to the world, right?
To the Force.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually one of my favorite scenes from the original cartoon is when he's riding on the lion turtle and he's communing with the other avatars about, like, I can't kill this guy, like... The monks taught me, like, life is sacred. Like, I can't just murder this guy. And one of the greatest moments there is he talks to an airbending avatar. He's like, I need someone from the Air Nation. Mm-hmm. They'll understand. And she does understand. But she also says the avatar can never hold on to these things. The avatar has a bigger responsibility
you're
to the world.
Not just an airbender.
Right. The avatar can never hold true to these beliefs because they are bigger than that. Right. They have to be bigger than that. That's their purpose. So it's hard, man. And it's a dark little story. And and Aang is a goofy kid who likes to have fun. And I hope they keep that spirit of him. Right. But he has to grow up real damn fast.
All those kids do. I mean, they're literally, the story starts off, they're on the run. They're fugitives,
right, but I think Katara, Toph, and Sokka, they have had to endure the world as it is. Aang never did. Aang should be dead by the time they meet him. Right. So
he disappeared for 100 years.
They know what this world is. They understand it. That's why they're there. They're necessary because Aang has no idea.
But they're all still just babies, and that's what I'm saying. They're children. So to have these children running as fugitives, not across the state, not across the country, across the planet.
The world.
Having to, I've got to learn these skills so that I can go save the world. Yeah. And we're gonna have to break some eggs while we're doing this.
There's dark moments in the show, especially as you get closer to the comet, where Aang feels this pressure that's building.
Oh yeah.
To fulfill his destiny and bring peace again. There's some dark stuff in there, and I think Netflix wants to lean into that to get that emotional beats.
Sure.
But the goofy stuff in between can just be whatever you need it to be.
Right. The character.
It's just to establish the friendship and help you see them kind of develop friendship together. The moments that are big, going into the Avatar state for the first time when he finds the air temple.
Yeah.
Finds the corpse of Monkey Oshi or Monkeyatso, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's hard. It's dark in some places. But as long as those beats are there, I think what you do in between, yeah, I'm fine with that. Whatever.
Sure.
You know, as long as we keep the goofy monk guy who tells him where to find Appa after Appa gets kidnapped, because that is the greatest guy in the show.
Yeah, if
the goofy monk guy that lives at the air temple all by himself is great. I love that guy.
I think as long as we're still capturing the essence of the characters,
yes.
Yeah, we're in business. Like
yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
If we have to take some side steps in there, that's all right. As long as we still have the same overarching story that everybody loves and wants to see a good live action version of.
Yeah, I need to see the things that, you know, are big, right? I need to see Sokka fall in love with the moon princess, the princess who becomes the moon, right? Like, I need that to happen because that's a really cool part of the story.
It's a pivotal part of the story, too, yeah.
I need to see Aang freak out, go into the Avatar state and turn into a giant water monster and start destroying Navy ships. I need that to happen because that's going to be cool to see in live action. And I think Netflix understands that too.
I hope
the big moments have to be what they are to keep the fan base engaged.
Sure.
I'll forgive changes along the way, but I need those things to happen.
Yeah.
I need them to happen that way because that's the way they should happen, right? The story's just, that's the best way it's told.
It's difficult. Like, there you are placed in an interesting situation if you are the producer at this point in time, because there is a source material that is universally loved.
Right.
So yeah, you really have to pay homage to that properly.
Right.
As to
but
not
so
have
like
people lose
a little,
their fucking
again,
minds.
though, like a little episode where they go into town to resupply.
Sure.
And get involved with pirates, right? Where Katara steals the water bending scroll because she realizes these are pirates and like, no, this belongs to me. You shouldn't have this.
Yeah.
Right. Does it really matter if that episode is exactly the same as it was in the cartoon? No, not really. Does it even matter if they actually go into town and deal with pirates and not deal with like firebenders? Does it matter who the antagonist is within the goofy little side adventure? No, it really doesn't. So those things can be whatever they need to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And I hope that Netflix realizes that, because that's how they're going to keep the fan base engaged.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Over probably 3 or 4 seasons. I mean, you could stretch that story out.
I mean, it should be 4 seasons.
3 or 4 seasons. Well, it's only 3 seasons in the show.
I guess you're right. I thought it was 5. I thought they did.
No, it's 3.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping then.
It's the 3 elements. It's each book is the element that Aang doesn't have.
For some reason, I thought they concluded it with with like the Sozin's Comet thing. I thought that was like its own book kind of thing, but I'm probably wrong. You're probably right.
No, I don't think it was its own book. I think it was just part of book 3.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Fire. Book 3 was Fire, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So what are we doing next?
You pick. Dealer's choice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with Echo. Because we'll end on the Ghostbusters.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
That'll be
we
the
will.
last one we watch. But Echo looks pretty cool. It's going to Hulu. It's going to Hulu and Disney Plus, but you will have to have your Disney Plus like set to mature to access it. Like if you have your little kids watching your Disney Plus, their Disney Plus account, they won't be able to access the content unless they have.
You gotta type in that secret PIN number.
Yeah. But it will also be on Hulu, right? So yeah, this is Marvel Studios' Echo. Uh-oh. What happened?
Again? Should pop right back. Oh. Hold on.
Does the TV have like a screensaver that we waited too long and the screensaver took over?
We upset it.
We did. We upset the TV. We waited too long. We talked too long in between things.
There we go.
Oh, all right.
Fuck him up.
Yeah.
God, the white suit too. How cool.
Yeah, he's great. He's great as Kingpin. Look at him beat the shit out of this dude.
He's fucking perfect.
It was being mean to the little deaf girl. Oh, she saw it. She doesn't look afraid. Oh, damn.
You can't contain it.
Whoa.
Monster truck? Come on, man. How cool.
This show looks dark. He's got the eye patch. She did shoot him. She shot him in the face at the end of Hawkeye.
She's a badass. So, who's the monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a fucking
She
cool
shot him in the
man.
face at the end
Jesus.
of Hawkeye. Yeah. Oh, he's great, man.
Oh,
I'm glad
dude,
we're keeping
putting him in
around.
the white suit, too. Golly.
I'm just glad we're keeping him around. I think he's the first actor I've ever seen, like, get the Kingpin.
Oh, dude, so
Look,
fucking
Michael Clark
cool.
Duncan is huge. He was a huge man who played the character, for sure. And that part of it was right. But I think D'Onofrio, like, first of all, D'Onofrio is a tall guy, or he's a large man. But he just understands the psychosis of the Kingpin in a way.
No, he's got the psychological underpinnings of the character down pat. And I think it
man.
definitely
Just down.
it comes through in the performance, and it has since he was doing Daredevil way back when.
Yes.
He's done a fantastic
Well, he was even in Hawkeye.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he was.
He popped up right at the end of Hawkeye as the boss, and it was like, of course he's the boss. That's the Kingpin. His hands are in everything. Doesn't matter how minuscule the amount of money will be made from the scam. He's
So
in it.
cool,
He's
though.
got a piece of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
how funny is it? So they have this fucking dark, gritty looking show, you
Yeah.
know, mature rating,
That's
and there's
gonna
a
go to Hulu.
fucking monster truck in the trailer. A fucking monster truck. You see it running over a car. Come on, man. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I should make fun of it or if it's as cool as I think it is. I think it's cool as shit, though.
I mean, I think it just looks dark, right? It looks like it's going to be a adult style show from Marvel, which I think is good, right? I think that's one of the things that the Netflix shows did a good job of. It's like, these are not shows for kids, right? There can be both sides, right? We can have the big spectacular Avengers saving the day, and we can have Kingpin beating a man to death, right? We can have both of those things because both of those things exist in the comics.
Sure.
And I think when we get to Daredevil, we're going to do the Mayor Fisk thing. And that's such a cool story. I can't wait to see that.
Oh.
Because that led to a really cool story called Devil's Reign. And because all of these properties now belong to Marvel and we're about to have Thunderbolts, we could absolutely do Devil's Reign at some point. And that story was awesome.
I want some fucking Thunderbolts so bad.
It's coming. It's coming.
I know.
It's coming. It's the next thing, man.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes
These things
time.
take time.
We had a big old writer strike and a big old actor strike that finally are resolved.
There's some shit going on. I just fucking want to watch cool movies.
I do. I like cool movies for sure. I don't know. One of the things that bothers me about Echo is it's all episodes are going up on the first day. And that says to me, because they've really taken to releasing one episode at a time with these things and kind of keeping you coming back and letting you speculate and kind of have a little bit of time to talk about what's going to happen next. And so putting all episodes up all at once makes me think they probably don't have a lot of confidence in what this show is. Now, I think it looks pretty cool, but
so
they might not have the confidence that it will be the kind of show that they can release a one episode a week and keep people engaged the whole time.
Years ago, it was literally so they released Daredevil at midnight, and
well, sure.
I think you were off the next day or something like that. But I remember you coming into the shop because you were working at a different shop. You were at Maplewood at that point in time.
Probably, yeah.
And you came in just to bullshit with us about it, and you binged the whole show unapologetically.
I did. I watched the whole thing.
And you came in, you were like, "How far did you guys get?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I got to episode 4 last night." And I think whoever else was working at the shop was, right around where I was.
Right.
And so you were like, okay. So blah blah blah, and we're like all bullshitting about it, having a good time. I don't have a problem with them releasing it all at once. Like, yes, you don't have the same buildup, but fuck, man, I love being able to watch it. If I want to watch it all in one night, done.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying I don't like the idea of being able to binge it. I just think it shows, based on how Disney's been very specific about that one episode a week type of thing, that they just don't have as much confidence that they could keep people coming back week to week for this property. Now, they are also going to start putting a new logo in front of certain things that may hint that they don't have to fit with what everything else is, which I think is long overdue, right? It would have been perfect for things like She-Hulk and Hawkeye and stuff like that, right? That they don't necessarily have to fit all of this together. It doesn't have to be that way because Daredevil and these characters still exist in their own world. They just also team up with the Avengers every now and again. So I think they're calling it Marvel Spotlight, is what I've heard.
Which is kind of cool.
That it will kind of be like what they did with like the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Werewolf by Night, where they didn't have Marvel Studios logo in front of those things. It said Marvel Studios Special Presentation.
Yeah.
To imply that it's just like, here's a fun thing we made. Not everything has to lead into everything else.
It doesn't have to be this. Yeah. The cinematic
not everything has to lead into everything else.
Time.
And if you remember, even in the first 3 phases, not everything did build everything else.
No,
some things just existed as their own thing,
yeah.
right? They didn't have to build everything else.
Totally.
So I don't know why people are thinking that's like a new concept, because everyone wants to believe the Infinity Saga was so tight, and it was just like, no, it wasn't though. Some things don't make any sense.
We need some cool films, and they can still be superhero flicks that aren't necessarily interconnected with everything else, because it's nice just for a casual viewing.
Yeah.
Like, you need a goddamn doctorate to keep up with these movies at this point. There's so many of them. What are we up to, like 40 films or something crazy?
I mean, it was 23, I think, with Avengers Endgame.
Okay, and we've had what, 10 films since then?
No, there hasn't been as many films. There's been a lot of shows. There hasn't been as many films. There's only been 5 or 6 films subsequently to Endgame.
So,
but a lot of it's been told in television.
So we'll call it 30 then.
Sure.
30 films, just to keep it nice and even. That at least 2 hours each.
Yeah, I think we're to a point now. Like, we went and saw the Marvels last night, and we'll talk about this in a different video. We'll review it and we'll talk about it. But I don't really think you needed everything to get what was going on there. Did you see the first Captain Marvel? Yeah. Did you watch maybe WandaVision? Yeah. Did you watch Miss Marvel? Well, if you didn't, you should, because it's fucking awesome. Kamala Khan is a great character that I love so much. And she's great in the new movie. But it really only expects you to know what's been going on with these people.
Sure.
Right? It doesn't really expect you to know what happened with Thanos or what happened in Loki.
Right.
Or what happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't care about those things.
Thank God, man.
Yeah, it doesn't care about those things.
Because it's just, it gets to be a lot. Like, we've talked about it on the show before, and it looks like DC is trying to do that across content as well as what that's what we had discussed.
Yeah.
So, fuck, dude, that gets to be a lot as a viewer.
It's too much.
Yeah. It is. All right, what last one?
Okay, yeah, the last one is Ghostbusters.
Frozen
Empire, I think.
Oh, yes, I think that's it.
The sequel. This is going to be the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, Frozen Empire.
It's got Stranger Things people in it and fucking Ant-Man.
It's got Stranger Things kid. Yeah, and it's got Ant-Man.
What more do you want?
And Ghostbusters Afterlife was good. Like, it was a good movie.
It was a cool flick.
It was a sequel that I always wanted to see,
We were talking about this one off air, and I was like, man, after 2017, I had zero faith in this movie. And I remember talking to some friends, and they were like, dude, fucking...
you gotta see it.
They were like, you have to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
So I waited until it came to Hobo Max or whatever.
Yeah, I saw it on streaming. That's how I saw it, too.
And I was like, oh, man, it's cool. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's a really good Ghostbusters movie. To the point where, like, I saw it on HBO, and I went out and bought a copy of it, right? A Blu-ray of it, because I was like, no, I have Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. This is the true sequel to Ghostbusters, right? Like,
boom.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna put it here on my shelf next to Ghostbusters.
Hells yeah.
So yeah, they're coming back. That movie did really well, apparently. Despite people's skepticism, it did pretty well.
Sure.
Enough to generate enough money to have a sequel. So let's check it out. Ghostbusters. Wow, that's not what was supposed to happen.
It disconnected you.
I think it did. Batcave TV.
That's the one.
Batcave TV. That's your TV. All right, let's do this. Ghostbusters. Back in New York, too? This looks like a fun popcorny movie. Uh-oh. Something terrible's going to happen.
They've done such a good job of like bridging the 80s, 90s, and just everything, you know?
Oh, classic. Pull the sunglasses down. That's classic. What the hell? Oh, it's ice.
Terrifying storm clouds, and then
Frozen
icicles.
Empire, yeah. I saw this movie already. It was called 2012. And it wasn't that good.
Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, classic. We're back in the classic HQ. Beautiful. You'll never not excite me.
This spring.
that-
Finn Wolf.
Is that Patton Oswalt, I hear?
It is. We've got an Eternal here, too. And fucking Ant-Man. Come on.
Everybody's back. Look, they're all here.
How cool.
How can you see your teardrops?
Strap your pack on, boy. Yeah.
Literally scared to death. What the hell?
Come on, man. How fucking cool.
Paul Rudd's a Ghostbuster.
How fucking cool.
Paul Rudd's a Ghostbuster now. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that looks cool. That definitely...
It's so brilliant, man. You get
What's
all the
happening?
people who work.
Stop.
You get all the people who work. Like, who are the hottest actors in the world right now? Oh, fuck, we'll take an Avenger. We'll take one of the Stranger Things kids, and we'll take the original Ghostbusters cast, and then nerds like this Patton guy. We'll toss him in there too.
Well, look, the original Ghostbusters cast should always be a part of sequels as long as they're capable. Look,
I don't disagree.
Harold Ramis died, but it was like, yeah, but there's ghosts in this world.
Sure.
Egon can be a ghost in the movie, and he was in that first movie, and it was beautiful. That was a beautiful scene. Ghost Egon coming to help granddaughter save the day.
Sure. Very cool.
Yeah, and they connected that afterlife story. Look, nostalgia is a thing, right? We see things that we remember, and we might be inclined to just get on board with them regardless, just because it's something we remember. But they connected it to the first movie insofar as they used the same villain.
Right.
It was like, yeah, you banished me, but now I'm back for revenge.
I wasn't like super banished. I was just a little banished, and now I'm pissed off.
Right, now I'm back for revenge because my banishment period is over or whatever it was. I don't remember. But that little girl, too, that little girl who plays Egon's granddaughter, she is great. She is fucking amazing.
Sure.
In Afterlife, when they're experiencing earthquakes, and she's talking to Paul Rudd, who's like a geologist guy, and he can't explain these earthquakes. He's like, there are no fault lines here. These earthquakes don't make any sense. And that little girl just turns to him straight face and just says, maybe it's the end of days. And it's like, that's what Egon would say with that dry wit.
Right.
She does it, man. She embodies what Harold Ramis made Egon in a little kid. And that's amazing. It proves, right, that some things are just genetic. Some things are just genetic. She is Egon, reborn into the world. It's great. I can't wait.
Yeah. man, fucking Sony's knocked it out of the park.
Well, yeah, and it looks like they're doing a new story. Like we're to that point now where we can move beyond what the old movies were and tell our own story. Yeah, about our own ghost.
We don't just have to tip our hat right now.
Right, exactly. We did that. We tipped our hat. Now we're
done hat tipping.
Right. Now we're going into our own ghost story, which seems kind of cool.
It looks totally bitchin'.
Yeah,
totally bitchin'.
Well, it makes sense that like Dan Aykroyd, who owns that occult bookstore, like immediately knows what it is, and he's the one in the trailer explaining what it is. Right. Like, of course he does, right? He knows.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't watched these, watch them.
It's just trailers. Yeah, we just trailer reviews, trailer reactions. That was our show. That was it. There's a lot more though, right? Like the Netflix stuff. There's a lot of Netflix trailers. There's a trailer for I think a new Witcher animated thing.
Yep.
There was a trailer obviously for Yu Yu Hakusho that we didn't watch. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff out there. We just, like I said, we saw the Marvels last night, and while I saw some trailers that I was like garbage, some trailers
he was swiping left.
Yeah, some well, you can in the theater. You got to just watch that. I know. Dretch.
I was being facetious, as if this was some dating app.
Yeah, but some trailers that also look pretty cool. They're not necessarily genres of movies that I'm into, but still looked pretty sweet. Like there's a Ryan Gosling movie where he's a stuntman that looks like it might be kind of cool. It's not really my genre of thing, but looks kind of cool.
I'll fucking watch a stuntman movie. Whatever.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
Last stuntman movie I watched was Hot Rod.
Oh my God. With Andy Samberg.
That's the one. That's a fucking classic.
It is a classic. I don't know if it's a classic.
It is to me.
It might be one day. Depends on how history remembers Samberg as a comedian.
God, hopefully it remembers him fondly because that movie is genius. I need to go dance fight in the woods. Come on, man.
No, it's good. It's funny. I've laughed at it for sure.
Fucking brilliant.
But yeah, there's lots more trailers to check out.
Oh, dude, I pointed and then you said that. All right.
What?
You guys, go to entertainthegeeky.com. Here, I'll show you something. I'm going to show you what this looks like just so you know.
What? What are we doing?
Watch this.
What's happening? I lost track of me. What were you trying to do?
Well, I was showing them what entertainthegeeky.com looks like.
You were just showing them the website.
I was.
That. Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
I was.
That was the website. You didn't warn me you were going to do that. I had no idea what you were doing. I thought you were trying to show me something.
No. I was showing them because they're sweet folks. You guys can go to entertainthegeeky.com. You can follow us on all of our social media there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, whatever the hell, and YouTube. We don't really use any of the other stuff, but
Yeah, I don't TikTok. I'm too old.
So I do on behalf of Entertain the Geeky.
That's cool.
But
you've never told me that. I didn't know we TikToked.
We don't. So it's my personal TikTok, and I just named it Entertain the Geeky.
Oh, okay, sure.
And do shit like I post all of our stuff on there because I'm like, dude, I'm a 34-year-old man. I don't think anybody gives a shit about me being like, what's up with these airplanes outside?
What was that voice?
The fuck are they staying in the sky for?
Oh my God.
So yeah, I just put these conversations and clips and snippets up there, and you guys get to see it.
All right.
But yes, do that. You love us. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, comments, concerns, you need to let us know, and you can do that by talking to us in the comments or sending us an email.
I was thinking we should probably Discord, right? Like that seems like a thing people are doing.
It's totally a thing.
We should probably do that.
Yeah.
You guys think we should do that? Tell us about it.
Do you give a shit?
I don't know if anybody wants to hear what I have to say. But if you're watching this video, maybe you do. I don't know.
No, yeah. Damn it. I'll do a Discord for us this week. I'll make one.
That's all right. Like I'll sign into it. I'll do it too. It's just a text.
Well, you're gonna be way better at it than I am.
It's just like a text app, right?
I don't
really know what Discord is.
It's like an old school message board.
Yeah.
Is what it reminds me of. It's reminiscent of that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like a messaging kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely about to be in a store with products, and I can Discord. I don't know.
Oh fuck yeah!
What do we use it for? You're gonna have to explain to me what we use it for. and then I'll just do it because I don't know what
honestly,
it is.
you use it just for conversation.
All right.
That's really it. So you guys can hang out with us, mostly Jason in Discord, because he's like, fuck yeah, dude, I want to talk to these people.
I'll talk to people. Even if you want to tell me I suck, I'll talk to you. I don't care. I'm not fragile.
Yeah. He's like, I've got it coming. I've done something fucked up at some point.
I'm not fragile. You can tell me. It's cool.
But yeah, as always, stay geeky.